Hello and welcome to the show. It is Rose-Colored Classist with another topical news comedy podcast. It's episode 92, and it's made for your local fool and your favorite comedian Jew. People just like you. Okay, what a week of news. What a week. I'm so glad to be back here with you guys. Yeah, man, like and follow the show, you trolls. Subscribe and fucking dive into the comments. Get in there. Say something about this horrible week of death we've had. It's been a horrible week of death. Death of the horribly weak, really. Yeah, I mean, the true two neocons in the United States Senate gone with the wind. These old bags. Fucking bags in the wind. The statues are crumbling. The Dorian Gray picture of our United States government is disintegrating. Yeah, man, I talked about Mitch last week, and yeah, it's nice to see they can keep up the charade till even today. Yeah, they gave us a photo. We all believe it. Fucking one photo. That's all we needed. Yeah, these guys are putting the dough in photo. Yeah, that photo is so stupid it doesn't even know how to spell itself. Right on. But of course, one of the most important events in politics in a very, very long time. Linsey Graham dying. It's been a lot of us have waited a long time for this moment. We've been waiting a long time for this. Yeah, people are going nuts about it. People are going nuts. Some people are saying he died in the Ukraine. Alex Jones, Tim Dillon. Yeah, those guys, they're just exploring the possibility. But yeah, more than just whatever's on InfoWar. They're saying he died from an assassination attempt. Tons of people, all the influencers, they want us to think he died in an assassination attempt. And while obviously that would be, extremely cathartic and fair, he did die at 71. Yeah, 71, which for a closeted rich gay man is ancient. No, he was really old. 71 is ancient for someone in the closet. Okay? Time moves different in the closet. It's like Narnia in there. All right, 54. That's probably the max these guys really go. I mean, who do we think he was? Honestly, who do you think he was? Some guy who exercised? He's not that guy. Linsey Graham, he was elected in 1980, if not earlier. This guy, he has done a lot of cocaine. He sowed his oats in the 70s, this guy. Yeah, Linsey Graham did blow. I've been waiting a long time for that to bring that joke out. Been waiting a long time for that fucking cocaine, dick-sucking double entendre. Yeah, his heart blew out. It got the idea from his asshole. Yeah, his arteries did some poppers, if you know what I mean. Right on. And gosh, what? They're trying to replace him with his sister? His sister. Now that lady bugs. Right on. We'll talk about it. Fucking doing it. real podcast here for you today. Been kind of on time with it, right? My fucking computer is melting in the heat. I'm doing this podcast in my studio apartment. I'm sweating. I'm fucking feeling it. It's getting real wet. This podcast is gonna be real wet. I'm sure. Yeah, you'll see that little like when you're watching a porno and that bitch spits on the camera. That's probably what you're gonna see. You're gonna see my sweat fling onto the lens, and then you start jerking off. All right, that's not funny. What am I doing? What's funny? The JRE with fucking JD, the JDRE, JDre, doing it out there. We'll fit that podcast in somehow. Today on Saturday, I'm recording this at 8 p.m. Dave Smith just went through the whole podcast with them, every important part. You can check it out. I'll talk about something they didn't. Yeah, check out Dave Smith's podcast. If you think my production is bad, then you have no idea. Their show, gosh, fucking, yeah. There's a reason I don't do this live. One of the main things about doing it live is so the camera doesn't stutter over and over and over again because my bullshit fucking Spectrum connection doesn't get me anywhere. Right on. Anyway, yeah, and then there's Donny T, who gave the "We're all fucked" speech. You guys watch that on Thursday? Donny T gave the big speech that, thankfully wasn't, we're going more into Iran. It wasn't the speech where he's like, everybody's going to die. Wasn't that one. That one's coming. Not sure when we'll get it, but it's coming. Yeah, it was a speech about the elections, the voting, about how it's all, super fucked. Yeah, he was just like, hey, I'm the president, and it's all over. Donny T, he goes up there. It's all finally over. Not the war, not the economy. It's the nation, democracy, elections. Yeah. You thought democracy is over. It's way more over than you thought. Yeah, fucking Donny T goes up there. He goes, elections. We try and have them. We try and do them to save ourselves and the country. But they're a lie. They're all a lie. They've been a lie for a long time now. The lie has been real. It's been over here. Proof everywhere. I have the proof on my website. Yeah, he's telling us when his credibility is an all-time low. What a coincidence. Fucking awesome. Yeah, Donald Trump's credibility is at an all-time low. That's pretty low. It's pretty low. Yeah, man. I will play Donny T's speech. Unlike all the major news broadcasters. Yeah, the media decided not to cover the president's address to the nation. And, they got to do that to keep the fake tension at the highest level possible. Yeah, the media won't cover Donny T because they need everybody fighting about as many issues that aren't about Jeffrey Epstein and his friends. Okay? I mean, sure, like the media and Donny were Jeffrey Epstein's friends, but Jeffrey's friends can fight each other just as, as long as it serves as a distraction. Yeah. Yeah, as long as no one fights Jeffrey Epstein's friends and the friends just fight each other, nobody cares. It's all good. It's all good. Who cares what you have to do? Yeah, drag up the documents. Bring up some redactions. I love this idea that the administration has right now with these fucking new files that they're releasing concerning the elections. They're like, okay, how do we release our own Epstein files? How do we release Epstein files, but it's like, stuff that's beneficial to us? How do we do that? Yeah, I mean, we could just release the Epstein files, but what if we release something that looks like the Epstein files and somehow just takes everybody's feelings and motivations and just... Yeah, really. I want to let Donny T make his claims. I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm going to play El Presidente. I'm going to play him at I'm going to play him fast. I'll play him at 1.5 times speed. I will do that. So I'm going to play him at 1.5 so you can play me at 2 times and it will create like a fucking temporal effect. All right, the 3.5 times speed effect, all right? It's kind of like how they say when you play a record backwards, it summons the devil. Well, something very similar will happen when I play Donny T at 3 times speed, 3.5 times speed. Yeah, you'll realize that Donny is actually a divine entity brought to you here by God. He's brought to us by God. People believe that, right? People believe that about Donny, that God ordained him. Makes you wonder why it's going so all fucked up. Yeah, anyway, here's part of our divine creature's speech. Yeah, maybe he's actually onto something. Maybe, who knows? Let's listen to him.
Tonight, I'm announcing the immediate declassification and release of critical intelligence revealing shocking vulnerabilities in our election infrastructure. This evidence shows that the election system we have dangerously exposes like levels never thought possible, the hacking, exploitation, and foreign interference. Just as disturbingly, this vital information has for many years been covered up and hidden from you, the American people, our beautiful, our great American people. But that all changes right now. The documents we will release starting tonight have been gathered by the White House Government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people, along with the staff of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, supported by our top intelligence agency chiefs, who have all personally reviewed the findings we are presenting this evening and fully confirmed their authenticity. You can see these documents for yourself at whitehouse.gov. That's whitehouse.gov. Go check it out.
Man, Donny has a lot of appeal at 3.5 times speed, right? A lot of appeal. He actually sounds like he has it all together. He sounds all right. But okay. I watched the whole 28 minutes of his speech. That's him, giving the fucking intro to it. Yeah, he gave you the link. Link in speech. Fucking click it. Yeah, I will say, though, as to the speech, shout out to the teleprompter guy. I'll give it up to him. That speechwriter motherfucker. This was a very respectable performance, actually, from Donny. I know. I listened to it at 3.5 times speed, but that's why I was able to. It was coherent. It's coherent at light speed, really. Yeah, the speech. I mean, it made sense. It seemed like there was a through line, and that counts for a lot nowadays. It really does. I mean, if you give me somebody that can actually string a sentence together, I mean, we can work with this. The bar has been low. The bar's been pretty low. And Donny, he's 80, but at least the motherfucker can still read. Yeah, I don't know who's really running the government, but that teleprompter guy, I mean, give him a shot. Yeah, man. I mean, dude, I'm a comic, and thank God for that, right? I mean, my personal threshold for logical sentences is actually very low. All right, you don't need to make a whole lot of sense to get me on board. Okay, you actually don't. But of course, the president, you'd hope he was like the most coherent person in the entire country, right? And then you add into the fact that he's obviously got a team of writers behind him. I mean, any good speaking performance, I will say, like, is marginal. Maybe the only line is being coherent. Okay, like you get to a certain level where your sentences like just seem to be going in the correct order. I mean, that's it. That's all you really need to get to. Anything better than that, I mean, who cares? Okay, this is politics. Give us a straightforward message. Just a straightforward message. Okay. Just get the flowers out. No one needs any spice in the speech. Okay, just tell it to us straight. Like a guy named Graham Plattner. Something going on with his election. Anyway, just to I don't play it in its entirety because again, Donny's intolerable to listen to at the moment. Yeah, I will break down his main accusations. Basically it's bad voting machines, stupid mail-in ballots, things we've heard for 5 years from him. And his big revelation is that China has our voter data, and the deep state tried to hide it. Yeah, some Obama motherfucker was trying to burn some bags with some documents in it. They had some info and they were supposed to burn the bags. Maybe it had to do with the elections. Right, but that's basically his accusations. And, they sound important. We'll get into it, but I think the first thing to make clear is that, when we do talk about election interference, yeah, I don't know if you've ever, turned on an episode of the TYT, but, we do have election interference. It's called Citizens United. It's called the $300 million fucking dollars from that ancient mummy with the gambling problem. Okay, she's just fucking sitting at her casino going, Imhotep me. Just this, yeah, she's got a fucking straight to the underworld. That woman, Jesus. I mean, yeah. We have election interference. Yeah, it's called backdoor dealings that we never even fucking know about. All right, we got Iran saying that Witkoff and Kushner, they're not even trying to fix the problem. They're just trying to figure out how to personally profit off of the fucking negotiations. We have a lot of reasons. We got a lot of interference in our political system. Plenty of it, boys. You don't have to look out anywhere to go find it. Oh, you think China? You think China's pushing some propaganda that would be beneficial to certain candidates? Oh, what a novel concept. What a novel concept. You should tell a pharmaceutical company about that. I think they'd be interested to hear it. I mean, yeah, we have tons of election interference. That's kind of how the system works. Now, as to China, I mean, you talk about elections, it may not be the biggest problem, but it definitely is the most salacious. China has our voter rolls. Who you are, your political preference, your address. They got all the info. And, we gave it to them. The Americans gave it to them. Yeah, the tech people, they have all the information about every American and maybe even the whole goddamn world. And what they do is they sell it on the market to the fucking, highest fiat currency bidder possible. Yeah, the Chinese, they got the idea for the social credit system from us. We were keeping track of everybody. Yeah, America, what we do is we follow and stalk people so we can make insane gobs of money. Yet China does it so, everyone actually behaves. Which is a hell of a Sophie's choice to make. But, we know which one Meryl is choosing. Meryl's last name is Lynch, by the way. Those are some jokes. Yeah, China that has our voter data. What are they going to do with it? Propagandize us? Is that what they're going to do with it? Oh no, Chinese propaganda. Oh no. What do they want me to do? What do they want me to do? Do they not want me to believe in the honesty and integrity of the United States federal government? What a devastating shift that would be for the American psyche. Oh no, China, they're going to make people not believe the federal government's honest. Oh no, if people believe that, I'm sure we'd be in a lot of trouble. I'm sure. Yeah, China, what the fuck are they going to do with our fucking voter rolls, man? Everyone's propagandizing us anyway. Can't say that word. Yeah, even, the story about the burn bags, evidently the FBI, the Obama administration gave some agents, some fucking operatives, some bags to burn, and, they just were lazy and ended up not doing it. And what? Do I think it's plausible that law enforcement agency had some information on criminal activity that they wanted to erase forever? Yes. Yes, I do. I do believe that. I believe they do that every time, actually. I believe it's been happening since the beginning, really. Yeah, you don't know this, but that cherry tree that George Washington chopped down, yeah, he chopped it down to make a fire so he could burn some documents. Yeah, the FBI, the CIA, they're hiding the fact that they got fucked and let the data get out. It's like, yeah, of course they would do that. They're probably the ones who let it out. Jesus, maybe that's what Elaine Chao was bringing to China. Maybe that's what Elaine Chao was delivering to China, more data about our voters. Yeah, I called her Ellen last week. Sorry. I mean, I guess I got her confused for the other flesh-eating vampire. But, yeah. Donnie, yeah, there is no belief in the institutions of authority. There is none. And now, what does Donald say? He says that the institutions are going to clean themselves up. Uh-huh. That's not insane. It's not insane. Dude, asking the FBI and the CIA to, fix their own problems, it's like asking a hoarder to clean up their own house. All right, they've been there. They've been at the house. They could have cleaned it at any time. They are clearly unwilling to do so. Okay, if they try and clean it, I'm pretty sure they're going to set the whole thing on fire. Yeah, man, the Trump presidency, I think what it really is it's a story about the complete breakdown of the benefit of the doubt. Any well wishes anybody had to anybody in charge, in authority, in any type of position, it's just fucking gone. The benefit of the doubt is dead. All right, a lot of these things are not going to happen in a court of law, which is, its own interesting thing. Personally, I believe in the court. I believe in standards to arrest people, to sentence people. But, here we are in the court of public opinion. And here, straight up, man, I don't trust them at all. I don't think they should be in charge of investigating themselves. I don't think they are able to. Yeah, there's the whole public. We're all just completely convinced that this whole thing is a scam from top to bottom. All right? No one believes they can fix these problems themselves. Donald in his speech is like, I'm not saying this to show what a bunch of fucking idiots we are. I'm showing you we're fixing it. But come on. If it's not obvious already, Donny T, old boss, same as the new boss. Literally, actually. Fucking he was our boss before, and he's at it again. Yeah, just with the government, dude, our scam alert is at an all-time high. It's at an all-time high, and we've missed a lot of things. Oh, yeah, the elections are rigged. Yeah. You talk about the voter machines? I know, they litigated that in the past. And I might tell you I might believe in the court, but I'll tell you that they don't always come to the right decisions. And not all the information gets in there perfectly. But, even anecdotally with the voter machines, I remember one time I was voting in Santa Ana, California. I was living in Santa Ana at the time. Maybe I was like 18 or 20, and it's voting day. And I remember I went to this church, and it's like 7 p.m. It was already dark. Yeah, it was already dark. Thank you, Donald Trump, for ending that, by the way. He could have got a lot of good press with this daylight savings time decision he made, but other things were happening, I guess. But anyway, don't mean to get distracted. Yeah, so basically what happened is I went to go to this church where the voting machines were set up. All right, and there were a couple of cars, a couple of people standing outside in the parking lot. There was absolutely no security. I have no idea why. maybe the people I was looking at were security secretly, but anyway, so I park, I get out, I walk up, I walk in, and I'm in like the church stage area, you know, where the pews are, and you saw the stage. And I swear to God, the table where you check in is on top of the stage. All right? It's like everybody, all the important people are on top of the church stage with like, you know, 3 voting machines in their like weird ass confessional curtain setup. All right. And what I do is I go up to the church stage, and, you know, I guess it wasn't that high. I mean, it was high, but it was, you know, it was like maybe like right here on me. And, yeah, I'm looking at this dude who's fucking up. I'm looking at him trying to fucking sign in and get my vote in. And, you know, they find me on the voter roll, I guess. I don't know. They didn't show me. They didn't show me where I was in the voter roll. I couldn't see it. I asked. I was like, can I see where I am on the voter roll? And they were like, no, there's other people's names on here. And I was like, whatever. Okay. So, and then they gave me this kind of like band, like a marker, some kind of like, it was like a card. And yeah, it was like so I could go in line and vote, which, you know, I didn't know that was part of the voting process. So I wait in line, I go into the machine, and I swear this machine, it's like some fucking TV from 1993. The text is like some font I've never seen before, and there's like this hilarious scroll I have to do to get to the other pages. I push some buttons, and it lagged every time I pressed the button. I pressed the button, and then 3 seconds later, it would click to where it needed to go. And I have to press the buttons to get to like the person I wanted to vote for, but it like was not easy. It like was not easy. I was like fucking jamming the thing. Like my right arrow, it was busted. The button was busted, and I had to push down real hard to get it to fucking move. And I think about that, and I go, every scam sense I have should have been tingling. All right, like I don't know what the fuck was happening in that church that day, but it did not feel legit. It did not feel legit. At first, like I guess, you know, my only thought was, I thought church and state were supposed to be separated. And, you know, I guess while I was thinking about that, every fucking weird thing after that was just gravy. Like I just fucking turned off. Like whatever the fuck that was, that experience of me voting, that needs to not happen again. It was spooky. Don't know why it was like that. Personally, I mean, I like the paper ballot. All right. Maybe you shouldn't mail it unless, you know, you have those particular exceptions they're always saying. And I, you know, the way I dropped it off here in Los Angeles this last election, I mean, maybe there should have been a person like checking in about who dropped it off and who didn't. Supposedly it's all on the ballot. I guess you just really have to trust the people counting them. Yeah. But even if you don't trust them, obviously there's so many things we could do. Like for, you know, I'm a process server by profession and license. And look, you want to verify people, go send a process server. There's no reason that if someone votes, you couldn't send someone like me to go try and fucking verify they actually live there. All right. Yeah. If California really wants this shit to take a month, send process servers to verify all the voters. That makes sense. Oh, this person lives where they say. Okay. That's it. Yeah, man. I do that shit for $45 an hour plus gas. That's easy. All right. And, you know, I guess I'm talking about this because, you know, even this speech itself, it was in support of the SAVE Act, which I guess I haven't talked about as of yet. And what I would say to the SAVE Act is obviously everyone is completely corrupt. Any law that they would be writing would be insanely corrupt. Okay, I am against the SAVE Act, not because we don't need to verify elections. It's because the people writing it are completely corrupt. Yeah. The way we do elections is it's fucked up. We have this bad process. I know it. It needs to change. It does need to change. But these guys we have now are not the ones to do it. No, they're not. Congress is a den of vipers. They're evil. Bad people. Bad people. Honestly, none of them should pass any legislation until they are thoroughly fucking investigated. Everybody out. Get out of the room. Get out of the room. Go do an interview. All right, and we'll engage in that process once we figure out how not to have a corrupt law enforcement. Once we do that, then justice incoming. Yeah, I guess I'll talk about that at the end. But right on. I guess that brings me to Lindsey Graham, the dead queen. That is another bug reference. Right, and Linsey, he's out, and just like the fucking incestuous, inbred aristocracy we are, his sister is being put into his position. Yeah, his sister is going to be in the same position Lindsey Graham was, on all fours. Okay, yeah, she's getting in, and to explain it, I'm going to play Chris Cuomo, just for that little bit of irony. That little bit of familial irony. Anyway, Chris Cuomo, he's out there talking. Let him do it.
Lindsey Graham's sister, Darlene, the interim United States Senator for South Carolina. Is it legal? Yes. He has the authority to install someone as interim until the special election, which is in several months. Do I like it? No. Why? Because I'm sure the senator might like it. His sister might like it. The governor might like it. The governor's doing it because the president told him to. I thought the people were supposed to choose their representatives. And if the governor is going to choose someone interim, should it really be to honor Senator Graham's wishes and put his family in there? This is very unusual, and it reeks of monarchy, nepotism, cronyism, simony. And people say, no, it's happened before. Yeah, a lot of family members and the widows, and they've won special elections in the House. Sure. But they haven't been just installed. You can't do that in the House. You have to have a special election. This happening in the Senate is unusual. And I think the reason that it's happening is very swampy, deep state. Look, I'm sorry for Darlene for the loss of her brother. And I'm sorry for the loved ones and the constituents that cared about Senator Graham, that he is gone, and he should not have died this way. I wish he had gone to the emergency room. However, democracy is about people choosing their leaders and it being about the people, not about honoring someone's legacy.
Chris Cuomo, do you agree with him? You like his take? This guy, he does make a lot of content. He does make a lot. Yeah, it is nice to see the Italian mob make an effort in the podcasting business. It's nice. But right on. I do want to talk about Linsey for a second. I mean, really, just fucking get into him, because this is a big time. It's a big time for a lot of us. People are happy Linsey is dead. People are so happy. I mean, with Mitch, with Linsey, I mean, they're giving these dead conservatives a real look around the neighborhood. I mean, these two guys dying is fucking. It's probably as bad for the Iran war as Charlie Kirk dying was good for it. If you think about it, I mean, you think America's going to do a long funeral procession for Lindsey Graham? You think they're going to do a little bit of an event? Yeah, maybe one of Lindsey's trans prostitutes go up on stage and just, they say to Lindsey's heart, "I forgive him. I forgive that heart." Yeah, man, so crazy. This Mamma Jamma is going to get a state funeral. Just you wait. It'll be a big event for that fucking dyke. Right on. Yeah, it's serious. It's hard to imagine how big of a blow this is to the neocon dream. All right? I mean, there's only 100 senators. There's only 100 out of the 350 million people we got in this country. When you lose one that you had a fucking lock on, it hurts. All right, it hurts. Lindsey Graham, fucking greatest friend to Israel they've ever had. It's fucking hard on them to let it go. It's hard. It's going to be really hard on Israel. I'm going to tell you. All right. I mean, they thought they had another 12 years with that fucking bozo. I mean, it was so funny. I saw BB was doing an interview about Linsey on Meet the Press. Had me fucking dying. Had me just keeling over dying. All right. He was talking about Linsey, and he was like, Linsey was like Superman. I'm currently trying this BB accent where I sound exactly like a Native American. This is my angle. He goes, Linsey. He was a Superman. He stood for what Superman stood for. Like Superman. He stood for freedom, justice, and the American way. And I heard him say that, and I started laughing maniacally about it because no, BB, Superman's motto is not freedom, justice, and the American way. It's truth, justice, and the American way. It's truth, not freedom. Yeah, the story, it's so fucking funny. You say Linsey's like Superman, but, the story of Superman isn't about freedom, actually. It's about constraint. It's about the limitations for someone who's theoretically limitless, BB. But maybe that's not the story they want to hear right now. Yeah, seriously, along with his death, along with Mitch McConnell's, it puts a fucking serious pressure on the Greater Israel Project. Okay, it is getting real scary for those guys. You got candidates fucking on one side, then your staunch defenders dying on the other side. Fucking, the global economy on the edge. It's getting pretty serious. It's ratcheting. Yeah, man. The relationship Linsey had with Israel, obviously exceptional, but is it really? I mean, a lot of these guys are in the can. I mean, yeah, his existence made it easy for them to get a lot of stuff, for sure. But I do think there is something about senators we need to check ourselves with. Like the idea that an American senator could even appropriate funds for another country, all right, have their goal to be, to help other countries. It just kind of doesn't make sense, right? How does that even make sense? The senator can give our money to some other country. How does that even work? Senators, they need to help their they need to help their fucking constituents. And, it's insane that any American voter would actually, want to help a foreign nation instead of our own. You think people actually believe that's, where our tax money's going? Do they realize that? The whole thing, just the understanding that a senator could actually go help a foreign nation. It's a complete bastardization of the real goal and operation of our government. Okay. Which maybe is like the through line through all this neocon madness we've been living through. I mean, this idea of the omnipowerful nation, right, at the fall of the Soviet Union. It's like, you look at what happened after, and it's like, was the Soviet Union the only thing stopping Americans from, ruling the world? Is that what the fight was about? Fucking world domination? Seriously? I thought, or at least we all thought that, that whole fight, that whole conversation was about, how America could, through its power, let the whole world be free. But, that didn't turn out too well. Did it, Linsey? I mean, these guys' deaths. It's just the continuation of the breakdown of that story of, American exceptionalism, or, the breakdown of the propaganda, I guess. It's, this idea that America can do anything. It's like, no, absolutely not. We're not able to do that. Linsey's death, it maybe is now the perfect example of how we are not able to do anything. At this point, I just feel like that idea was fucking just a cover, that these people like Linsey, they had to go in and extract the wealth around the world. And these individuals, they fucking hid behind, the federal government, hid behind the idea of American exceptionalism and honesty and, being the best fucking guy on the block. And they used it just to go and do bad things. Right? I mean, Linsey, fucking Christ, we have prostitute after prostitute coming out of the woodwork, diamond on this bitch, telling everybody anything, telling everybody everything. Like, yeah, man, it's so crazy. He sacrificed his whole life and legacy to try and do this thing, and he's gonna be stuck there. He's fucking dead, man. Nothing ever is gonna move the needle on his perception of legacy. All right, I mean, everybody and everyone, we all thought he was gay. We all thought he was gay all day. Okay, and those who don't believe he was gay, they're lying like they lie about everything else. All right, it's interesting. You look how it is. You look at a guy like Linsey, and his legacy, I feel like it's going to be untouched. It's going to be untouched from the perception of his last moments in life. You know, we all say people get lionized, but, you know, that's not without concerted effort. And it's sad, but I don't think anybody's going to go around paying anybody else to try and remember, you know, Linsey the Ladybug Graham in any better way than he lived. Linsey ain't no martyr. Linsey ain't no martyr. I mean, for what it's worth, you kind of look at his whole life, and it's like, it's just that party boy was having the time. He was having fun. Fucking, you know, just doing what he wants. He's out there killing people. Sounds like fun. Yeah, killing people. Something that should be understood as a very thrilling activity. Just in case you don't understand it. I mean, yeah, if you have no morals, imagine a world where you had no morals, I think you could understand how killing people would be a really fun thing to do. And, you know, Linsey was having all of it. All the fun. What position was he really standing for besides, you know, his own hedonism? Right? Yeah, maybe these people only do things for their own horrible thrills. They just do everything for the fucking thrill of it. Right? And then what? You have his sister come in. You have his sister come in and take his place, and look, that fact does not help the idea that all power structures around the world are run and owned by sick, incest, interbreeding, pizza party fucks. Okay? What is going on? Every person in power is related, and it's spooky. I swear, this Jeffrey Epstein nonsense has to stop. The aristocrats here fucking each other covered in shit. All right? Yeah, his sister, I honestly believe may be the best person to carry on Lindsey Graham's fucking, you know, senator's fucking work. All right? But I don't know. Maybe like how Cuomo says, there's this little thing called democracy, and people should vote. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, the governor appointed the senator. That's fine. Elect him later. Just do an election later. Don't even worry about it. That's cool. Elections, they can happen later, right? Yeah, the control is too obvious, guys. All these little hooks in the system, the laws, the procedures. I mean, dude, we're just sneaking everything by the Constitution itself. Sneaking it by. Yeah, what do they do this on? It's actually the 17th Amendment is the law that allows the governor to appoint the senator. Yeah. Anyone ever heard of that? Mm-hmm. Anybody know about the 17th Amendment? That time where we decided that the state legislators were not allowed to elect a senator, and they put it to the popular vote. Anybody know about that? No, I don't know. I know about that. I've looked into it. I can't even get a good fucking bead on what concept is good for the American government, whether the legislators should do it or we should do it. I don't even know where everybody falls on that one. Heard a lot of complicated opinions. The only thing I can really figure out about it is that constitutional amendment was passed in 1913, which is the same year they created the Federal Reserve. So, wonder if that means anything. Wonder if it's connected. But, yeah, just my point. The game is rigged, and it's fucking obvious. All right? Everybody thinks that the government is run by sick, murderous, incestuous pedophiles. All right? And then you have the fucking closeted gay man sister take one of the most important jobs in the country. It's just not good. It's just fucking not good. It's not a good look. Jesus, these motherfuckers, they can't keep playing it like this, yo. I swear, they can't keep doing it. We're all on the fucking edge. Nobody believes in anything, and we're all on the fucking edge, man. It's so obvious to me that the pizza party rules us. It's so clear. Lindsey Graham's replacement, part and parcel. Jesus, what do you do about that? Gosh, what do you do? I mean, Donny says the elections are rigged. So what do we do? The only thing I can think of is, I feel like we got to have a philosophical conversation with these, super rich pizza party people. We got to get in the closet with them, start talking. yeah, it's so obvious to me that we're not going to defeat them, physically or militarily, financially. We're at that classic near impossible impasse. We're at that cliff's edge that we all, worry about so much. And you look at these people and it's just like they keep hurting everybody and destroying everything and unnecessarily controlling stuff to the point where, it's like an affront to our dignity and intelligence. And it's just so obvious that we're not all going to make it. We're not all going to make it if our leaders, continue to be the most selfish, hedonistic, experientialists to ever exist. All right. It's just, what do you say to these people? And the only thing I can think of is that, when you look at guys like Elon and Sam and, the never-ending tech bros and the absurdly rich like Scott Bessent and Lutnick and all those guys, I just, you got Donny seem to be, reveling in the deaths of some foreign nation, being happy people get murdered. And, I guess, these guys, they act like gods. That's what I'll say. All right. They're practically gods. All right. They kill, they bestow gifts. They are the center of their universe. They have, big groupings of people just, with the constant praise, and they're surrounding them, anointing. And for what it's worth, I guess they do live in paradise. Go check out Sam Altman's fucking chateau. I'm sure it's nice. And I guess in a way they're right. Yeah, they are gods. The pizza party, I mean, they're right there. And I think they do have a point with that. Maybe even, practically, but, a part of me also believes that, every human being in the universe is a part of what it means to be God, right? We're all the universe experiencing itself, even if you are a destructive maniac, right? And even if you think that you're, not a part of God, but, just God's creation and you must submit to God, which is maybe their whole problem in the first place. We'll talk about Jeffrey Epstein in a second, I guess. But, the pizza party people, when you submit to a higher power other than yourself, maybe in a way you're just submitting to the part of God that's within all of us. All right, you have your temporal body here on planet Earth, okay, whatever it's called, whatever your, sense of self is. It's so clear you've been blessed, right? Of course, you're a hard worker, you have your own beliefs and convictions, and you worked hard. I get it. Man, maybe you actually do work harder than the rest of the people. Maybe the fact that I can't eat lobster, maybe I don't work as hard. Maybe the Congress people are right. But then again, there are a lot of rich people, and they'll give it to you straight. They'll just tell you they were lucky, had a good idea. There's hard work, Mr. Billionaire, but do you believe in anything more than that? The pizza party? Do you guys believe in anything more than just what's here on Earth? Do they believe in some higher dimension or power? Do you? And if you do, what's the reality? What type of entity are you actually fucking, trying to reach in some higher plane? Is it that Christian God? Is it some other God I never heard of? What's going on? I got the philosophical conversation I have to have with you is, something more than what's here on Earth, man. And I think a lot of them believe it too. I gotta know how they think about themselves. I mean, do they really believe that we are all, fucking entities? We have our bodies or whatever, but they're, our souls and minds, our consciousness is somehow, intertwined or accessible in some other type of level? What's really going on in your head? What do you believe is the fucking ontological truth? Because, they act like gods. They act like they're gods themselves. And I don't know. Maybe it's that part of, God that's within all of us, but something makes me believe they got their ideas from somewhere else, right? They're all sitting in the sundial on Jeffrey Epstein's island, just getting the ideas, Right on. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna play JD Vance now. I'm gonna play JD Vance, and this guy, for what it's worth, I do think he's kind of on the same wavelength, that I am on with the pizza party and the alien topic. I mean, he's lying about everything else. Obviously not doing his job, paying lip service in a classic way. And worst of all, he's boring. But I do want to play JD and JRE. I want to bring it to this place, more on the real classism that's happening in the world. Okay, people who know about aliens and those who don't. Right, I'm going to highlight something that he's missing. Bring it back to the pizza party people. All right, and maybe we'll all learn something. So this is important work I'm doing here. This is really important work. No one else is talking about this. I just watched Tim Dillon's podcast. He's not talking about what I'm about to. All right? Okay. JRE.
You said something that I thought was very odd.
Okay.
You said that you thought that they were demons.
Okay. I did say that.
What did you mean by that?
Well, first of all, there not just in Christianity, but in a number of world religions, there are a number of mystical things that happened, extra dimensional, I'm not one of these people who's like a hyper rationalist. I think that there are things happening in the world that we're not always seeing. I believe in God. I think that there is a kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not extra real.
Supernatural.
Supernatural. There are supernatural things that are happening. Okay. So if you look historically at, things that are similar to the alien phenomenon, where, some strange being, it kind of looks like a human being, but doesn't look like, but it's not human. And it shows a particular interest in human beings. And then it takes the human beings and, does weird experiments on them. I think my argument is that's either bullshit, right? You're either talking to a crazy person, which I don't like. I'm not saying just because I believe in the supernatural doesn't mean I believe in everything supernatural. But if we're talking about an extraterrestrial being that is human-like but not human, that contains effectively infinite powers and is torturing human beings, you can call it an alien if you want, but I think there's a lot of historical precedent to call that a demon. So I guess
Right.
let me
Right.
make the Steelman version of my argument. It's that my dog. There's no real difference between me and God to my dog. I can literally walk into a room and turn the light on. I can make food appear instantaneously. I can transport myself across time and space very, very rapidly. If you're a human being with intelligence, but not supernatural intelligence, I guess my point is, again, this could all be bullshit. This could all be fake. That's a possibility. But if it's real, is there really a meaningful difference between an angel or a demon and a space alien with super technology? To our perception, they would largely just look like the same thing.
I am God to my dog. I am God dog. Dog to the God. Dalmatian. I have a Dalmatian right here. I am his God. Yeah, you know JD Vance. He takes his fucking mutt at night, gets real close to his mutt at night, fucking just grabs it by the throat and goes, "I'm God. I'm God." I mean, I do that sometimes to my dog. I pin him on the floor and I go, "You wouldn't have this without me. You wouldn't have it without me." And I do that because Dalmatians are insanely aggressive, and if I don't put him in his place, he'll kill me in my sleep. But anyway, right on. Yeah, Joe. What an interview. Joe, feigning stupidity, letting his guest mansplain things. Yeah, watch the whole pod. I'd cut that up just to hear JD's little opinion. But yeah, watch that whole pod. Blow your brains out. Hear his words and go, "Ah, fuck! What is he talking about?" Yeah, man. Just understand, Joe. He's not there. He's only there to get the guy on the record. Okay, he's not there to hold him accountable. Joe's a spy. Joe's a spy for the people. He's not there to confront. He's not there to exploit. Okay, you want Joe to be some leader of the big movement that we all need to create to fix our society? No, sorry. It's not him. Joe, he's just a soldier. He's a fighter. This Joe is the dumbass who digs the trench. Okay? That's who he is. You don't want the trench guy. You don't want the guy in the trench to fucking lead the army, all right? But he is a good guy. He is good. You know, you might not think he performs very well in this fucking podcast. You may think he's missing a lot of stuff. He's fucking a complete concussed moron. If you're like me. But I will say, Joe, he's honest because you do see him share his real opinions on those unlistenable, never-ending interviews with Dogshit Comics. It's actually a brilliant strategy. Actually, it is. No. Yeah, I mean, he talks to all the important people, acts as dumb as possible, probably is as dumb as possible. But then when he talks to Brendan Schwab, that's when his honesty really appears. Right on. Yeah, Joe, he shares his expertise in virtual secret. Emphasis on virtual. That's a term I should expand on. Anyway, glad to see they got to this topic that I care about so much. I think aliens is super important to talk about. I do feel like it ties up all possible oddities in human behavior quite neatly. All right, aliens, spirituality, extra-dimensional entities. You look at human behavior and you go, why? And then you add that in. I think it's really important. Yeah. And so what's the point I'm trying to make? Because, take what JD says and then take what I said about the pizza party earlier and start thinking about it, all right? Because what is this perception or difference in our perception of God or a future human or some, alien from another planet? All right, JD will tell you their equivalent, which is an interesting take from a Peter Thiel acolyte. Peter Thiel, or as I call him, Jeffrey Epstein Light. Diet Jeffrey, Peter Thiel is. Jeffrey Epstein Zero. Fucking Jeffrey. Sometimes I think about that movie, Get Him to the Greek, and there's that moment where that fat fucking monster, forget his name, that fat fucking monster and Russell Brand, they're in that house with that furry wall, and then they smoke this blunt called a Jeffrey, and then they proceed to lose their minds. Sometimes I talk about Jeffrey Epstein and I think about that scene and I go, what the fuck is anything? Anyway, Jeffrey Epstein makes you go on weird tangents. Back to JD. He's connected to Jeffrey. Don't get that twisted. But here's my point. Like JD, he has the equivocation of, the possible gods, right? Could be human, could be alien, could be this, could be that, alien, demon, who knows? And personally, I find that the most reasonable take. It's an interesting concept, okay? Because what's my theory? What's the theory here on this podcast, our podcast? What's the theory on what's our theory? What's our hypothesis? It's that, these entities are practically omnipotent, interdimensional, ancient alien space gods. Right? And if you listen to JD, he seems to be on that same train. I mean, yeah, who knows what the fuck these things are? Jeremy Corbell sacrifices his whole life, still has no idea. It's probably impossible to know. Really. I mean, even the experts Joe Rogan drags up there, they don't know what the fuck these things are. At some point, when it comes to the issue of these, angels or demons, you do have to take certain realities on faith. Right? Like, yeah, you can see the fucking object fly in the sky, but, at the end of the day, what can you really say about these things? Even if you fucking psychically connect to some, plasma entity, what are you supposed to do? Believe that? I'm supposed to believe in them? Yeah, I just believe what the living lava said. Okay. Whatever. This is what I mean about practically omnipotent, right? Like, just whatever information is, whatever information there is, whatever my feelings are about it. Obviously, personally, I can be manipulated. Maybe I'll be, led to think something that'll, lead to my doom. But, what choice would you have? But what choice would you have in front of the face of space lava? Right? So this idea, in relation to JD, which I do like, Joe asking him about, is that supposedly he's a Catholic man, right? He has that Catholic conviction, and if fucking, he's down with the aliens with someone with such specific beliefs, like, you really got to know what these things are and what the fuck they're doing. Maybe JD sincerely is going down with the angels and demons, which it's a more than fucking fair interpretation. More than a fair take, for sure. But then again, he does, do that thing at the end and be political. Give the Steel Man, and the Steel Man is another alien entity that we haven't talked about. Right on. But yeah, he tries to pose the argument to the majority, like, yeah, what would be the difference? What would be the difference to our limited perspective? Angel, demon, time traveler, whatever. And it does give an insight on how he gets along with his Hindu wife. But what I don't hear from JD is that, if they are angels and demons, what in the fuck are they doing here? He has no ideas about what they're doing here. I mean, if you're a Catholic guy, you got to believe angels and demons are involving themselves in people's lives. And if you think the angels and demons are the UFOs, which are the aliens, then what? The UFO knowledge that is inside the government is what? Like important religious happenings? I mean, hey, buddy, JD, you got to get a lot more serious about what that fucking means. In another part of the pod, he goes, Jeffrey Epstein, he's working with the highest levels of intelligence. The same high levels of intelligence that are fucking working with the aliens, by the way. Yeah, man, Epstein was into some sick fucking shit. You could probably call him a demon, right? And, here we are, pouring the last drop into the thought experiment, and it's like, JD, what you're saying is that the demons are fucking part in control of the government, man. That's where it's all going. This is why I ask these, pizza party rich people, like, what are we really believing in here, bud? We talk about the aliens, how you all know about them. What's going on? Or are these the ideas of Jeffrey Epstein's favorite alien? Right on. I mean, I'm just following JD's thought process. It's just hard not to come to the conclusion that these, what I call practically omnipotent, interdimensional, ancient alien space gods are trying to influence the government. They're in the government. Maybe they run the whole thing. At least I think they stole our voter data. At least, right? This is what's important about it, okay? Because all day, talk about the aliens. Talk about Jeffrey. What we really got to know is who is running this shit. I mean, JD Vance talking, the whole fucking podcast about how he's incompetent and impotent, can't do anything. Check out Tim Dillon's last episode. Yeah, he just says I can't change nothing. Yeah, I can't do nothing. Can't do this, can't do that. Just doing whatever Trump says. Yeah, obviously he's not running it, that fucking dumb cunt. But, I mean, just really think about it. Like, who is it? Who is it? I mean, you add up all the possible information. We got a first-class ticket to Crazy Town. All right? JD, sure, he goes, everything at the end of the day is God's plan. It's all God's plan, but which God? Who the fuck is God? Who is your God, JD? Catholic God? Who is that? I mean, I know who God is. I have a personal relationship with him, but who's he talking about? Who's the deep state talking about? Like, who are these people? And that should be the VP's job, by the way. Okay, yeah, the president, he can handle all the geopolitical stuff, the regular Machiavellian life, but if anything, the VP, he can be like an astropath, communicating to the entities, telling us what the fuck they want. I mean, really, who's running the world? Who's doing it? Is it Jeffrey? It's certainly not JD. Maybe it is, like fucking Charlie Kirk said, Satan. Maybe it's Satan. All right? And I look at Mr. Vance and his goth eyeliner saying shit like, what would really be the difference? And it makes me go, Makes me really worry. Yeah, you look at the world, and it seems like, what the gods want is death and destruction. Right? And that's a tough pill to swallow. That's like one of the classic atheist complaints. Like, whoa, if God was really real, why would he allow all the terrible tragedy? something, starving kids in Africa, right? And, I look back at those debates and those thoughts and, I just feel like they're stuck in the binary, an either or. Obviously, a lot more than just two options here, bud. I mean, yeah, the universe, it's a multi-dimensional fractal fucking mess. Okay, we have ideas out there that the aliens are feeding on the feelings of human tragedy and suffering. Okay, we have ideas that death is like a true blessing, and you go off into eternity. Like whatever is on the table. All right, these feeble atheist worldviews does not have enough to battle with it. I think even Tucker on one of his many religious podcasts he's been doing lately, they covered this this atheist worldview trajectory, and it's just like, yeah, man, taking it all up, Jeffrey Epstein, aliens, you go like, yeah, well, even if like religion is a lie and God is a opiate of the masses, it's just, something is fucking fucked up for sure. Something a little bit more is fucked up, and this window isn't big enough to see it. So, I think whatever equivalency JD is offering for these, practical interpretations of God, at least it opens up the big window. It is a nice steel man, right? Yeah, maybe multiple gods are at work. Maybe, yeah, agents of God, sure. Like, yes, God is powerful, but so are his creations, and, here we are, our poor souls, fucking, they have to exist in this imperfect three-dimensional space. Yeah, God's plan, maybe a lot like the Iran war plan, right? Right now, God, he's just draining the strategic hope stockpile. It's in an effort to bring the world to their knees in prayer, right? I wish some government official would talk about that. Yeah, we all just believe in God, we believe in some space entity, and this is what they want us to do, and we don't know why. We don't know why. We're just doing it. Maybe that official Joe Rogan's always talking about, right? That guy in the Air Force sent by Donny T and that Christian God to bring the return of the Messiah. I love an interview with that guy. All right, hold on. My friend's calling. What's up, player?
What's up, player?
I'm doing my podcast. What's going on?
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll talk to you later.
Never mind. Talk to you later. What? You don't want to be on?
Since it's on the podcast, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'll pay you money for it later. I think that's what I have to do. Okay.
All right. Have fun.
All right. I'll be done in like 45 minutes. Right on. What a phone call. I think he psychically knew that my podcast was going into a really bad place, and he tried to stop it. Shout out to my comic friend. Right on. Okay. Yeah. Let's get out of the crazy alien talk. Let's do it. Back to the real world. All right. Let's talk about the people's lives. I do want to mention those ICE shootings that took place. Okay. I think I need to end this podcast on my political, personal ideology of libertarian fascism. All right. I think that's a way to end this podcast with a positive message. A little different from whatever hopeless questioning rant I just gave. So anyway, people died. It's very sad. I want to let's get it covered quick and give an opinion on it. Move forward. See what we can do to fix the actual lives of the people in the country, huh?
He did not deserve to be reduced to a headline of Mexican man shot and killed by ICE. He deserved to live a quiet life as Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, a husband, a father, and a job creator for dozens of men who also wanted the American dream.
That's right.
All right, that was the son of Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, and he has been killed, and he was the wrong man. So ICE has done it again. John's got the details.
Exactly. Yeah. The wrong man, by all accounts, a good man, and the latest reminder that when you flood America's streets with totally unaccountable, heavily armed, jackbooted thugs, inevitably they begin gunning people down. And so they have. And so he was a 52-year-old native of Mexico, has lived here for 35 years, longer than many of the people watching this video will have been alive themselves. That was the time he spent in the United States. Him and his wife had 3 children. They're all United States citizens, at least until the Supreme Court gives Donald Trump the right to strip it away, I guess. He was a construction business owner who was just months away from obtaining a work permit for legal residency. He was going through the process, the legal process, the way you're supposed to, and he had no previous criminal record.
Right. Now, whatever the practically omnipotent, interdimensional, ancient alien space gods get out of this murder, I think would be a great example of what their desires are for all of us. And maybe JD will find out about it. But let's talk about the real issue. I mean, the fascist jackboot thugs, they're at it again. Yeah, fascist jackboot thugs. It's a great term for them. They're back at it. Back out there blasting. Yeah, man. So sad, so fucked up. They got this guy dying in front of his fucking kids. That's a whatever horrible fucking ritual that is. All right. I'm sure there's a fucking pentagram you can find. Maybe all the agents were standing in a circle. Who knows? Yeah, these guys, they got their fucking last words just begging for their lives. They're just, saying they didn't do anything wrong. It's one guy, he's like, I tried to do the right thing. This guy's last words were, I tried. Jesus. Fucking, accepting responsibility for your own death. And even trying to, show that you made an effort to avoid it, and you still die? Fucking, yeah, it's some sick fucking shit, okay? These guys are, commendable, all right? No, you don't want anyone to die, and even to be this good dying. Jesus. I mean, if I was dying, I'd be blaming everyone else. I'd be blaming everyone besides myself. I would accept zero responsibility for my death. All right, I would use my last words to lament my killers. I'd go, why would you do this? Why would you do this to me, you fucking moron? You stupid fucking moron. I'm dying now. I tried to live. I made my best effort to live, but you're so fucking stupid you still killed me. Your stupidity. It's so great that even my best efforts to live, you fucked them up. You fucking idiots. Yeah, I would die bad. I know it. Right on. And again, like even the TYT people, there's a lot of guys want to attack the ICE agents, which I don't like. Like I call them fascist jackboot thugs. I do that. I call them jackboot thugs. I do that. But hey, I don't mean to attack them. I don't mean to attack the jackboot thugs. I like them. I mean, really, you need them. All right. Lots of people attack the ICE agents themselves, and I guess that makes sense in a practical way. Who are the people doing it, right? But you got to realize something, that these people are the most important people in the totalitarian equation. Yeah, we're mad at Trump for their policies. You're mad at the head of the department for their policies, but obviously these guys are the ones who enact them, right? And the dead people, I mean, they're tough. They're tough to deal with. You want people to be held responsible. And yeah, you wouldn't get there without the fucking boys in the boots, the murderous jackboot thugs. But think about it. If they weren't out there murdering people, who would they be? Right? If they weren't out there doing the bad policies, what else would they be doing? The murderous, fascist, jackboot thugs, what would they be if they weren't that? Peaceful, libertarian Jill Heels? No, it's a joke. I mean, these guys, they would be the good guys, right? They would be the guys making sure that we're all genuinely safe. Yeah, if the laws were righteous and good, these are the guys who would be enacting it. It's hard to attack the agents. It's really hard because, those guys, they're the potential pool of heroes. Actually, it's crazy. Hate to say it. Yeah, obviously there's some fucking bitch-ass psychopaths in there, but the story about the most, heroic people surrounded by evil, that's fucking as old as time. All right? Has anyone seen The Odyssey yet? I'm really scared. I'm really scared to see The Odyssey. I love the movie Troy, and I just don't want to have to, be reminded that movies are never going to be good again. Anyway. It's important to know that we really need these guys. I mean, we actually need them to do the job. The job needs to be better, but you still need them around. And yeah, I mean, with these last shootings, I've been personally getting reminded that that one of the guys that was shot by ICE last year, what's his name? Hold on, it'll come to me. I'm feeling pretty close to it. Okay, Sorry, I won't hold up the pod. Yeah, there's this guy who got shot last year for a lot of reasons. Maybe it was the gun went off incorrectly. Okay, but from that incident, no one's gone to jail. No one's been arrested. No one's even questioned. No one even knows who did it. I mean, there were at least like fucking 3 agents who went on the bang-a-lang right there. And you see another incident happen. It reminds you like someone needs to go arrest them. And if you're one of those people who says go arrest them, the only thing I would say about that is who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? Fucking some district attorney who doesn't even have jurisdiction? It's like, yeah, go tell that guy to do that. Oh, he's not going to do it? Oh. Yeah, someone needs to find out what happened. Who? Who do you want to go do it? A journalist? Sorry, but they will kill them. I mean, you could pay me, a process server, to do it. I mean, they won't kill me, but someone prepared the legal fee. Yeah, it's like, yeah, sorry, we're in a system like filled to the brim of corruption. And you could say the system is somewhat functional. I mean, it's important to keep it somewhat functional, but it's filled with corruption. There's bureaucracies. Some laws are good, some are bad. There's new ones, being written every day to ruin your freedom. New laws and new directions and policies that are so fucking stupid that you have to have a bunch of jackboot thugs enforce them. I mean, this has been going on forever. And if you want it to stop, who's the guy? Who's the dude? I don't know, man. I mean, it's the jackboot thugs. The jackboot thugs are the guys who want to stop it. You got to get them to stop it. Yes, they are all the ones doing it, but do you see what I'm saying? I mean, this has been going on for so long. Look at some Roman history, baby. Like, I mean, this has been going on forever. To some extent, I think, jackboot thugs are the system. Okay? These are the important people. We are in like a near zero sum power game. All right? And either we engage with the jackboot thugs and get them on our side, or you got to become a jackboot thug yourself. All right? You want law enforcement to do something? Instead of vilifying them or dismissing them or trying to arrest them, maybe try to understand where they're coming from. Figure out what kind of people they really are. And when you realize that the people in law enforcement are going to totally fucking murder you in a gun battle, poison you in your sleep, then maybe we can all have a smarter strategy than constant wailing. Yeah, I mean, you want something to happen to these guys? You want the agents to stop? You want the people to stop? Here's the real question. Do you want to be in charge of the mob? Because that's what you're really asking for. All right? Yeah, man. I mean, you gotta jackboot thug up yourself, bud. Yeah, or be the guy paying them. Seriously. I mean, until good families and organizations around the world decide to play the game, play the jackboot thug game, we're all going to keep losing. You want them to be good, but, where's the justice? Where is it? Look inside your heart. Look inside your heart. Be the guy yourself, man. Yeah, I am thinking about running for president. I am thinking about that. Yeah, I can see the trial for my murder right now. Yeah, anyway, that's the pod. Thank you very much. No comedy news this week. I played Joe Rogan. That counts. All right. Yeah, thank you to all the producers who gave me spots this week in LA. You're the dogs. You're the best. I'll get you back one day. Yeah, man, this 50 viewer podcast is about to take off. Like it. Subscribe to it. It really helps the podcast. It really helps me. It helps me. Help me. Yeah, man, I'm so excited. This podcast is going to get so popular, I'll become a target. That sounds great. People are going to eventually want to kill me. Sounds awesome. At least I understand that's really the game. All right, I want to know about aliens. I'm going to get murdered. Yeah, why do you think Joe acts so coy? High-level comedy joke. Anyway, right on. Yeah, what is, I do think about it. like what is really preventing me from like actually doing what I needed to succeed? Like, I know what I need to do to succeed. I'm not an idiot here. This is me fucking half-ass in this bitch. And well, if I'm honest with myself, I feel like I got that Charlie Kirk thing, and I feel like I'm gonna get got. You know, I really like, maybe if I do chase down this feeling that I have in my heart, you know, all the way down, I'll fucking get to the turnpike and I'm going right off into the shoulder. Yeah, I really believe actually any growth I have in this business or in life are going to lead to my direct demise. I mean, I want to believe I can defend myself, my friends and family, you know, business and life, but yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like I need practically omnipotent interdimensional help, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm kind of just looking at all the issues that catch my interest, that I have real motivation to completely understand and profit off of, and just where I think it leads, it's a meat grinder at the end of the hallway. I'm gonna end up at a meat grinder. I'm gonna be at Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch, where they're doing human experiments, and I'm gonna get meat grinded. I'm gonna get put in the meat grinder room, and I'm gonna end up in McDonald's next round of McRibs. That's what I think's gonna happen. I would make a tasty McRib though, right? Look at me. My meat is tender. I think the barbecue sauce would lather on nicely, don't you?